What's going on, FOA squad? Happy whatever day it is that I post this video. I hope that everyone is doing well out there. It is a beautiful day out here today. I'm sitting at this park that I frequent, and I'm telling you, I am taking full advantage of today, and I thought that I would sit down and make a video and chat with you guys just for a few minutes. And what I wanted to talk, before I get into today's video, actually, I want to thank everyone who requested a FOA squad magnet. I am going to prep and send them out on Sunday because I'm off Sunday, and that would give me something to do. So your magnet should be on its way on Monday. All right, now what I wanted to sit down and chat with you guys about today is, when am I actually going back to Baltimore? I know, oh, excuse me. You know what? I work with this guy 12-hour shift, not to get off topic. I work with this guy on a 12-hour shift, and he smokes, right? And I kid you not, he has no regards for non-smokers. And after that 12-hour shift was over, I kid you not, the next few days, I felt like I had a cloud of smoke in my chest. I was coughing and and I was like, what in the hoot nanny? But anywho, let's get on to the topic of today's video, which is, when am I going back down to Baltimore? Now, because I know a few people have asked me in previous videos, when is that going to happen? When am I leaving my job? Well, I've thought of a more defined answer for myself as well as for you. It's hard to leave a job that is a decent job. You make decent money on that job. You find yourself keep on procrastinating and procrastinating. Oh, I'll stay another 6 months. Oh, I'll stay another year. And next thing you know, you're there for another few years and everything, and you haven't pulled the trigger just yet. I feel like it's so important for me to go back home, because the past 3 times that I went to Baltimore and spent time with my mom, if you guys could see the look on her face when it's time for me to leave, it's almost sad. I can tell that my mom missed me being down that way. This is nothing new that I'm talking about on my channel. I talk about it frequently because it is something that is very important to me, but at the same time, I have to make sure that I'm in a position to be able to leave this decent job, this decent pay, and go down to Baltimore and find work which may be far less than what I'm making now. And I think it's more like not a time frame, but more like a financial frame. So what I have come up with is, when I have $15,000 more dollars saved up in my savings account, is when I'm going to pull that trigger, leave this job, and go back down to Baltimore. See, when I left my job in 2016 and went on the road, or did that little bit of life exploring and all that kind of stuff, I know how much money I had. I know how long that money lasted me. I know what I spent that money on. I was living with my nephew for 6 months, giving him $500 a month. That won't be the case this time. I will strictly be staying in my car. And, I can recall that whole time frame of what I spent money on. I didn't have money coming in. And so I have a pretty good idea of what I have to do different this time in terms of the way that I spend my money to help make my money last longer. So now the $15,000 is going to start on November the 1st. That's when I'm gonna take notice and say, okay, from November the 1st, when I say $15,000 more in my account, which really shouldn't take me that long. Our overtime is definitely slowing up, but it will definitely pick back up at some point next year. So I'm not worried about that. Without the overtime, I'm still able to, put my rent as well as my cable bill. That's how I decided how much new money I was going to be putting in my savings account. My rent and my cable bill. So, and I rounded it off to that number. So, and it's been going well, even though it's been, actually I started doing that in September. But anyway, once I reach $15,000 more in my savings account, I think my total amount of money that I would have in my savings account would be a comfortable, or should be a comfortable amount for me, where as though I won't have to rush and get a job when I go back to Baltimore. If I decided, or if it took me 3 months or 6 months to get a job, I want to still feel comfortable paying my bills and not feel like, okay, I'm getting in some kind of a crunch or whatever, because I think that's the worst feeling of it all, or the worst fear of it all, is running out of money. I am definitely not one of those type of people that think that there is no jobs out there, this, that, and the other. I mean, there are more jobs out there now than there were probably, for a very long time. So I know it's work out there, and it may not be the type of work that I would want to do, but nothing is permanent. You can always make a change and everything. And I know it's a few people out there are going to say, get a job before you go there and do all that stuff. I find that to be a little difficult as well, because people are looking and saying, okay, you're not in town. How do I know that you're actually going to move and this, that, and the other? And they have doubts about hiring someone from out of town. Well, anyway, so that's why my plan is going to be to just wait until I get down to Baltimore. I have an established address that I can put on applications to show that I live in Baltimore, as opposed to up here in PA. So I'm not going to be too concerned about getting a job. I'm more concerned right now, or not concerned, I'm more focused right now on reaching $15,000 in my account. So if I add that on to what I have already, then that should be a comfortable amount for me to pull that trigger once again and make that move. One of my good friends who I had lunch with my last visit down in Baltimore, she told me, she said, look, you can find another job, but time is priceless, and memories are priceless. The time that I get to spend with my mom from this point on out, and my friends, that's something that you won't be able to get back once it's over and done. So it definitely made me in the past few days think, okay, when are you going back, Anthony? When are you going back? Let's pinpoint it a little better than just continuing to just go to work and saving money, So that's the plan, guys. When I get $15,000 more in my account, beginning November the 1st, that's when I'm going to pull that trigger. That will be a fairly decent amount of money for me to feel comfortable to do that with. All right, so that's what I wanted to sit down and share what was on my mind with you guys today. One other thing before I end this video is, I don't want to become this guy that just sits in his car and talk, unless it's something interesting, like a story time, because I find those always interesting. And I do have another one, because this guy loves giving me a story time. So I can't wait to share that one with you guys. But I don't want to be that person that just hops in their front seat and talk, rambling on about various things that, just to make a video. So I do have a few ideas, a few video topic ideas. I'm always trying to think a little bit ahead of time. Hopefully some of the videos that I put out will help other people, especially those who have not yet gone into the van life, but thinking about going into the van life. I always try to be somewhat innovative in my channel. I always try to come up with something that will help someone else. It's not intentional. It's just the things that I find that I want to share with you guys are helpful sometimes. But anyway, guys, I said that this video was over and I kept it going, but it's over for real now. Thank you guys for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys the next time.